From the RCL Newsplex, I'm Jared Reimer with this week's news. We begin this week in Charlotte, North Carolina. Remember, just before we left you for the holidays, we told you about the big format and frequency shuffling that was going on at the Radio 1 cluster there? Well, we have a breaking update that you will hear first and exclusively on Radio Connection Live. After 1 month of simulcasting, Newstalk formatted 107.9 WBT on its former AM 1110 frequency. The station is no longer being heard on 1110 anymore. Currently, the 1110 frequency is running an instrumental music bed and pointing listeners to listen to Newstalk 107.9 WBT. As it relates to the 1110 AM frequency that the talk format had been heard on, Radio 1 hasn't yet announced changes as to programming for this frequency. We'll keep you updated both on air and on social media with any updates. In other news, Connoisseur Media has made a slew of local morning show changes at its country stations. In addition to launching a brand new 3-person local morning show at its country station in Portland, the company has also made local morning show changes to its stations in the Bay Area, as well as Palm Springs, as well as even making syndicated show changes to its station in Tyler, Texas. Here are the details. Starting at Bay Country, which broadcasts on radio stations 94.5 KBAY, licensed to San Jose, California, as well as simulcasting on 92.1 KKDV, licensed to Walnut Creek. Danny Miller has moved from middays to mornings there. Miller has been with KBAY since 2005, serving as a weekend host, as well as Miller also spent time at Sister Hot AC Mix 106.5 KEZR before moving to afternoons. When 94.5 switched to country back in 2021, Miller hosted nights. Replacing Miller in his former midday slot will be Tony Michaels. Michaels originally served as a weekend host for this radio station. Meanwhile, in Palm Springs, 98.5 The Bowl, KDES recently appointed operations manager and program director Todd Violette will host the mornings from 6 to 9 a.m. replacing Premier Network's The Bobby Bones show in that time slot. Connoisseur has also dropped Bones at 105.7 KYKX, Longview, Texas, bringing Compass Media's syndicated Big D and Bubba morning show back to the market for the third time. And of course, as always, we'll get you air checks of these new locally produced country music morning shows in a future Radio Connection Live broadcast. If you love listening to adult contemporary music in Miami, Oklahoma, well, listeners, you're going to have to look elsewhere for that, because AC formatted 100.9 KGLC has flipped to a yacht rock focused classic hits presentation, calling itself 100.9 The Island. The flip took place following a transfer of operations late last year and stunting with Christmas music. Now, let's make our way to Casper, Wyoming, where Breck Media has flipped adult CHR Max 92.5 KMXW to classic country branded as 92.5 Hank FM, positioning itself as Wyoming's real country. The new Hank format creates a direct competitor to Town Square Media's The Cowboy, which transmits on a frequency of AM 1400 with an FM translator at 100.9 FM. Town Square also owns two current-based country formatted stations in the same market as well. Finally, we at Radio Connection Live are saddened to report the death of Big Jim Sykes, afternoon host at Sirius XM's Elvis Radio. Sykes passed away this week at the age of 62. In addition to Elvis Radio, Sykes had also produced programming for other Sirius XM stations, including Prime Country's The T.G. Shepherd Show. No word yet on who will replace Sykes in the afternoons, but stay tuned to Radio Connection Live for updates. With your Radio Connection Live news brief, I'm Jared Reimer.